friends is this concept that I came up with laying in bed one night. I have all these close friends who have these wonderful stories that can help change the world, life experiences that can help other people believe in themselves, hold tight to their dreams and make their dreams reality. On Feeling Friends, we talk about God, we talk about love, relationships. I have celebrity friends, I have non-celebrity friends. I have church members, family members. But when you watch and listen to Feeling Friends, you will learn and you will laugh. It's a community of friends helping to build each other up. So tune in to Feeling Friends every Sunday on WHCR 90.3 FM, or you can catch me on YouTube at Feeling Friends Radio. All right, I'll see you there. WHCR 90.3 FM, the voice of Harlem. What's up, everybody? It's me, Phil. I'm here live on air with you, my friends. And guess what I've got? One of my frat brothers on today. Mario Rosser is here live in the studio. We're going to bring him in right now. What's going on, bro?
What's up, bro? What's up, Phil? What's the deal, man?
Man, it's good to see you, brother.
Likewise,
my Harlem brother.
Man. Yes, indeed. Uptown, baby. It's great to be here, man.
Uptown. So let's go ahead and tell the audience who you are.
Yes, man. I'm a creative brother who is striving to be happy, be myself. I recently released a mixtape called Enjoy Now that explores my own personal experiences and life journey, covering everything from grief to resilience to creativity and being present. And in addition to that, I spent a whole lot of time organizing here in Harlem around particularly youth empowerment. And professionally, I work in the technology industry and focus on business development and expanding businesses.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and jump in. And if you see me go off camera, just keep talking, okay? So just keep talking if you see me go off camera.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
Let's talk about you in the business world of technology. What exactly do you do in the business world, in that technology space?
Yeah, man. So within the technology industry, you have a lot of different spaces. Specifically, I've spent my career helping companies grow their businesses and manage their businesses on the revenue and customer support side through software. And so a lot of us think about running a business and actually how you're managing your customers or acquiring customers. You're going to need tools to help you go out and find who the right people are. And once you have those customers, you're going to need tools to actually help you effectively manage your relationship with them. And so my career has really been working with software platforms to help businesses do that. And right now I work in what is called business development. So at the end of the day, my job every day is to think about what does it take to grow the business in terms of strategic partnerships, in terms of technology partnerships that are going to create more value for our customers and for the customers of partners that we might share, and also features that are going to help us be able to have a joint go-to-market strategy so that we can win together. So before that, I've done everything from be the person who thinks about who we should be acquiring as a new customer. I spent several years at LinkedIn, the professional networking website, where I worked on our business that was focused on helping companies sell. And at LinkedIn, I did everything from sell myself to also strategic partnership management. And it's been a hugely privileged journey and fulfilling journey, man.
So let's talk about, because we're in Harlem, I would say the Black Mecca, the Black Renaissance era. How is this important for Black businesses to get with a person like you to develop their companies and develop their brands and things of that nature?
Man, I think that at the end of the day, our community is best off when we all pull our resources together. And obviously, we share a heritage of resilience and knowing that we might not have every single advantage, but we got to work with what we got. And so if there are people out here who are having experiences where they're getting access to spaces and understanding strategies to implement to help someone else, we should definitely do that, man. And I think that's a big part of my mission as well, taking anything that I know and being of resource to others in our community.
That's good. I want to go back to your family background, and this is a profile for you because we're going to get to why you're really here. Let's talk about your family life and where you grew up and how that shaped who you are today. So where did you grow up, man?
Man, I grew up in Toledo, Ohio,
Okay.
A city right on the border of Michigan and northern Ohio, about 45 minutes south of Detroit. Real blue collar city, and we call it the mud.
The mud, okay.
Mud. For real.
There are a lot there, there are a lot of musical people that came from Ohio. Ohio play, all that.
Oh,
stuff.
absolutely,
a lot
absolutely.
Of huge musical influences that came from there. So let's go ahead and jump into that. So you came out with an album. And I think we're very similar because we have a lot of things going on. So what made you say, hey, let me go ahead and put this album out? Where did that come from?
Well, man, the truth is, speaking of Toledo, as a kid growing up, my first real passion in life was to create art, and nothing brought me more pleasure than looking at a blank canvas in multiple mediums and filling it out. For me, at some of my earliest years, it was more about creating visual art, painting and drawing. And then as I got a bit older, I started composing slam poetry, and we would go around to different venues in Toledo and actually perform. And of course, as a 90s baby, as a millennial, hip hop raised me. And so hip hop music has always been a soundtrack to my life. And certain artists and songs have always motivated me throughout my life as I've proceeded on my journey. Got to the point where I was up in Toronto, Canada, in late 2021. I got a few good friends up there, and whenever we get together, these guys are always like, let's freestyle. And so that's our thing as friends. We get together and we freestyle rap.
Well, let me know if you want to freestyle on the show. We're gonna play your album on the radio. This is live on YouTube. But we're gonna play
I did walk right into that door. I walked right into that.
You walked right into it, so you want to go ahead and drop the bars.
Maybe, man. But not to be too long with it. When I went in late 2021, they were like, "Hey, bro, we have a surprise for you in the morning." So I wake up, man, and the surprise was that they booked a studio. 3 hours at a studio that one of their friends had recently opened. I had never even been in a recording studio. And I was coming off a period. So we go to the studio. It was pretty early in the morning. And, frankly, was coming off a really eventful 2021 for me professionally and personally. A lot had happened. In general, just a lot had happened in the years prior. And so as I sat there and we went through some of the beats that were already created and we're sitting there writing lyrics, it felt so cathartic for me to actually write those lyrics at that time. And it felt so enjoyable to get to process some of my emotions and thoughts into rap form, which requires you to be a bit more structured. And so it's different than journaling because you have to make it work in terms of rhyme schemes and whatnot. And so we did that, and we recorded some songs, and it was just for our friendship. But as I left that studio and came back to New York and went into the year 2022, I increasingly started to think more about ways that I could express myself through additional songs. And I've always been someone who's been in love with music, digging through all kinds of music beats, whether it's R&B from the 80s, like my mom raised me on. And I've always been really opinionated about it. So as we got into 2022, I started to come up with a cohesive vision on what a long form project would really sound like. And that led to me actually putting together this mixtape over the course of 2022, 9 months that we actually wrote, produced, and recorded it and edited it.
Takes a lot to do an album, man. I've been working on an album for the past 10 years. So
oh, for real?
Yeah, man. I've been working for an album for a long time. Listen, you
said what's your creative process in terms of actually like coming up with the songs? And when you say working on it, what does that look like?
Listen, I am a cover artist, so I don't have no. We'll talk about. We'll tell you about you. It's a different. It's a different thing for me. I'm more so an actor, But for you, hip hop, you said hip hop meant a lot to you. What does it mean to you, and how did it transform your life? I know hip hop means a lot to a lot of people, and especially being in the Bronx where hip hop started. That's debatable. What does that mean to you?
Man, hip hop is a powerful art form because you really can understand what people are saying, and it's such powerful spoken word. And you listen to enough hip hop, it's gonna make you feel a certain way, depending on what the message is, for better or for worse. Man, there was a song that Jeezy came out with called "The Inspiration" back in the early 2000s. I know you went to school in Atlanta, so you were around Atlanta during the Jeezy time.
Oh yeah,
And
absolutely.
the song the inspiration, Follow Me, that Jeezy dropped. I used to listen to that song every day, going to school on the bus, riding to school in the cold at 6 a.m. And Jeezy was particularly popping in Toledo because we're so close to Detroit, and Jeezy damn near had a serious affiliation with the city of Detroit due to the BMF connection. And so Jeezy was just real popular in our area. And the song just provided me so much motivation as a kid coming out of the neighborhood that I was from, and everything that's going on around me. Frankly, a lot of people getting caught up in gang life, a lot of people getting caught up in unhealthy outcomes, and me trying to think about what could be a different outcome for my life. And it motivated the hell out of me to stay focused and dream big, man. And so I tell that story because that's emblematic of what hip hop has done for me in my life. I could have named other artists. I could have named Tupac and Me Against the World and what that album did for me. I could have named a whole bunch of artists, man. But that's really what hip hop is about to me. And frankly, as I've just studied more around the musical traditions of uh, uh, Black folks in West Africa, me being a Black American who's descended from enslaved folks who came from West Africa, man. If you know about that region, you know that in that region you have people who are called griots, who play a pretty key role in society. And griots were storytellers who actually transmitted stories and traditions from generation to generation. And they were oral storytellers who would gather around, the community would gather around them, and in poetry they would recount stories and what happened against drum beats. It sounds a whole lot like rap. And so really it's deeper than even 50 years ago. It's starting in the Bronx. It goes back to ancient
Generations.
times, man.
Right,
Yeah,
absolutely.
ancient times.
So the title of your mixtape, is it Enjoy Now? Is that the name of it?
Enjoy Now. Yep.
Enjoy Now. What does that title mean? What does that mean? Enjoy Now.
It means be present.
Enjoy, INJOY for those that
It means be present. And it's also a statement of where I'm at right now. I'm enjoying now because I wasn't always. And if you listen to the mixtape, you can get a sense of what my journey has been in terms of the grief, the resilience, and ultimately triumph, but not in a way that is saying, "Hey, I got it all figured out," but that's saying, "Hey, I don't necessarily have it all figured out, but I'm going to focus on right now, and because of that, I am joyful and I'm at peace with where I'm at." And so, at the same time, I'm telling folks where I'm at, I'm enjoy now, but I'm also suggesting to folks, maybe you should also enjoy now.
Enjoy now. Enjoy now. Being present. You said being present. What does that look like for you, being present? And for those who are watching the show right now, this show is live on the radio. We put it on the radio. So as we're talking to you, I'm mixing in your songs while we're playing on the radio, just so you know. Okay. So you'll be able to listen on the radio. All right.
Okay.
What does that mean, being present for you? Being present. How do you become present or one with yourself? Or nature, God, or whatever.
Yeah. So I think for me, being present is about sometimes taking a breath and counting to 10 and closing my eyes, and even maybe doing a micro meditation, a micro centering exercise, just to make sure wherever I'm at, I'm really locked in and focused on it. For years, man, I have practiced meditation intermittently, and that's actually been immensely helpful to me in terms of being able to center and ground myself. But at the end of the day, sometimes I'm more present than others, but I think that's really what it means. It means
Absolutely.
trying to ground a sense of yourself and where you're at right now through breathing
Mhm.
exercises, and just through becoming a spectator to yourself, a spectator to your own thoughts.
You're the second person to talk to me today about meditation. And so I think that might be a powerful tool for me to start meditating and becoming one with myself. What would you tell an artist or someone who's like you and they're saying, you know what, I don't feel like doing this, but I want to do this dream, but I got to work too. What would you say to artists who want to follow in your path and make an album or go out be an actor? What would you say? What kind of encouragement would you give them?
Man, well, look, all I can say is that I did it because I actually really enjoy the process of creating art. As I shared earlier, man, this is something that some of my earliest memories of life as a kid were creating art, and really a big part of my life phase right now was returning to the things that brought me joy as a kid. I heard someone say, when you get in your 30s, you just pick back up all the weird hobbies you had when you were a kid and dust them off. And so I guess I'm doing that too, man. But so I say that to say I actually really enjoy just like the process of actually like creating music, writing the lyrics, thinking through it. It's like literally, it's not really about frankly like how everybody reacts to it. It's about actually me enjoying what I'm doing with my time. I actually really enjoy making the music,
Absolutely.
period. Right. And
Absolutely.
so, I say like, I would imagine, excuse me, I would imagine anyone who is, an artist and making it, I'm sure there's at least an aspect of them enjoying this. I would say like if there are distractions happening, man, at the end of the day, a big part of I feel like what we got to do here in this life is enjoy ourselves. So if you really
Absolutely.
enjoy making music, man, just dedicate time to
Go
do
ahead,
what you
too.
enjoy. Make time to do
Absolutely.
what you enjoy and just do that. Do that.
So,
And you know what? Don't put pressure on yourself to get it
mhm,
done, because at the end of the day, um, it should be about you more than anything.
absolutely.
But
And following your dreams,
of
following your
course,
passion
yeah,
is
of
very
course, you got to
important.
dedicate time, yep, to
Right,
do it
right. You
and be
also have to make
disciplined.
time for what you want to do, and you want to be happy, and make sure you
Right,
do things that make you happy. What's your favorite song on this album?
man.
If you
My
can say that, I mean, it's probably your baby, but you might have a favorite. What's your favorite song on the album, man?
man. I would say my favorite song is the last song on the album. It's called "Live to Tell." Yep, and that's my favorite song. If that was the question you were going to ask next, let me
Yeah,
pause.
yeah. You
That's the
good?
question you were going to ask. Yeah, man. The song is my favorite song because in writing it, man, I was able to process a really core memory that happened at a crucial formative age for me, in which in the span of 24 hours, uh, I experienced everything from the realities of gang violence, the power of uh, Black unity in the 10th anniversary of the Million Man March, and a neo-Nazi riot within my neighborhood in Toledo,
Wow.
all within the span of 24 hours. And uh, for years, really, man, I didn't even fully process all those memories that happened. And actually writing this particular song and uh, making it fit within a song and telling the narrative effectively allow me to be able to process it, come to peace with actually like what happened, and frankly, like anybody who listens to that, I think can walk away with a better understanding of who I am and what kind of shaped me. And also in that song, man, my mom, God rest her soul, she passed 5 years ago,
Yeah, I know. I
and
saw it on Instagram. I'm sorry about that, man.
yeah, thank you. And so she had over time, she would call me and leave voicemails. And believe it or not, uh, I hadn't in the past 5 years since she passed, I hadn't listened to any of those voicemails.
Wow.
And so I knew I wanted to share her voice so that her voice could be heard by some of her friends who maybe didn't have her voicemail messages, who maybe miss her. And I knew I wanted to include her voice somehow, man. And I found a voicemail that she left me, in which she was really trying to motivate me, honestly, and she motivated me by sharing a story of a guy who was working his job and for a company he wasn't super satisfied, and he ended up starting his own business. And she was trying to motivate me, and so even every time I listen to that song, to be able to hear mom's voice in that way, it never gets old.
Tribute, man. That's a beautiful tribute. You'll always have your kids will have it. It'll be a wonderful thing. Any final thoughts for our audience today, brother?
Hey, man, I would say believe in yourselves, be present, and enjoy now.
Enjoy now. Now, tell us how we can go get your album. Tell the audience how we can and how they can find you online.
Man, I'm on all platforms. You can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, and you can search my name. It's Mario Rosser. That's my real life name and my artist name. And you'll see the mixtape. Once you get to my artist profile, it'll say enjoy now. So that's how you can find me.
Well, thank you so much for coming on there. Hold tight for me in the green room, all right?
Okay.
Appreciate you, all right?
All right, sounds good. Appreciate you, Phil.
Thank you. Listen, Mario Rosser told us to enjoy now. So enjoy your life, follow your dreams, follow your passions. But I always say, put God first and anything can happen, all right? You're watching Phil and Friends right here on WHCR 90.3 FM, the voice of Harlem. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.